What is up, all my beautiful people? Welcome back to more CS News. Day one of the Austin Major is now concluded. It was madness. You know, I think people expected maybe a little bit more in terms of upsets, but we did see a couple things that definitely caught people's eyes. If you guys want these recaps at night, the day of the tournament day ending, please leave a like down below. I'm going to try some formats when it comes to Austin Major recaps, and whichever one you guys like more, whether it be me recording this day recap the day of, or then the morning after, you guys can decide which one you would rather see. But first, let's hop into it, guys. We kick off this Austin Major, of course, with one of our many NA-hosted teams, that being Complexity. A lot of people out there had high hopes for this team to potentially be a 3-0 team. After watching today, people would probably say they might not be that team. But first and foremost, and more so than anything, they met Nicoodoz, who was a madman.
They're all just getting whittled down. Cole, I haven't seen a member of OG yet. Boost up for Nicoodoz. Oh my god, there's no stopping this guy! He is on a tear, Nicoodoz! He is on another level right now. What is happening?
Anything like
as Nico ends this series 33-6. If you somehow missed this matchup, well, you didn't miss much because it was a quick takedown of Complexity and going to the 0-1 category, and we didn't get to see much of anything. And Nico actually tying the LAN record for a single map highest rating ever at a 308. Like, he just had play after play, was not scared of Complexity at all, was pushing everything, and by the end of that game, he wasn't abiding by any rules, and for good reason. What we saw out of Nico day one of the Austin Major, that makes him MVP of this tourney so far, and of the first day. If we're going to do daily MVPs, it had to be Nico, like, bar none.
Crunched, but here comes their savior, Nicoodoz. Getting aggressive. They line up. He literally can't set a foot wrong. Nicoodoz is broken. He's breaking the game.
And then we had Heroic, who was scaring everybody because for a few minutes there, it was actually, of course, Complexity go on to lose, but they were losing. People were like, okay, and, you know, maybe that's expected for Complexity, but certainly not of Heroic on top of that, as they were playing Chinggis, and Chinggis is one of those teams who is probably one of your most commonly picked to go 0-3. So it was supposed to be a very one-sided matchup, was scared in the first half. Heroic closed that series extremely strong. That 13-7 on the scoreboard looking a lot closer if you were watching that first half. And then we saw Bait versus Imperial. I wasn't too excited for this matchup, aside from the fact I wanted to see what Bait was actually going to show up. Another common, so for some people out there, 3-0 pick to see how they debut, and they live up to the hype. Although Imperial, I think, playing them a lot closer than people expected them to, it was NPL, this 1v4 clutch, to really seal the series away. One of the best plays of the entire day.
Now they've spotted the pull man. They're ready for this swing, and they prepared for NPL. Trapped at the back, he's making it happen. NPL massacres Imperial, denies this retake, stopping it in its tracks. The one-man army of NPL puts Bait in pole position. They've been on the back foot all game long. But there's NPL with a stellar clutch to find that lead.
Then we had Tyloo versus NRG, and to be honest, I was expecting a lot more out of Tyloo so far this event. We saw a little glimpse of Tyloo not too long ago, and a happy guy like G is certainly a fan favorite for good reason. I expected a lot more out of them. NRG really gave it to Tyloo, and it was actually our boy, the boy bro, yes, his former team in Astralis, that beef and tender spot there. Well, he's winning that matchup for sure, as he is here, and he pulled off some remarkable things. He had a great series.
I mean, NRG, as mentioned, they are flush with cash right now, so can justify hanging around. See if they're given a reason to go for this. Oh! With the mow down. Dark belongs to Bro. And even as they sacrifice 3 players to get past him, it's left Mosea alone in this clutch. Wrestles for control, but the defuse being held won't get there in time. NRG steal that one with milliseconds remaining.
And a lot of 3Ks, like a ton of 3Ks. And for me, guys, one of the most underrated things we saw throughout this day is because of Nico's performance earlier in the day, and of course, you know, setting some records on LAN and having a breakout performance for himself. CS account actually tweets a little later, like they were actually mad late on this one, and they tweet out his name. And we have Nicx from Complexity following their loss, just telling the counterstrike account to shut the frick up, which honestly, I give props. Now, massive props for a I don't think I've ever seen a player do that. Quote a main game account who is complimenting one of their opponents for playing outstanding and taking them down, and he's like, I don't care, shut up. That was crazy. And we also had Wildcard. They dominated Metasport. I mean, it was the twin brothers, Suspent versus Adam, and it was a very one-sided occasion as Wildcard takes that 13-1. Metasport, another one of those teams that was very low picked to actually make it through this opening stage. Results maybe proven as to why, but one twin brother, that being Susp, comes out on top for now. Then Heroic ending the day 2-0. They actually really pulled things together, not only in the back half against Chinggis Warriors, but also against NRG, a very, very one-sided series. So certainly Heroic bounced back after a rough opening few rounds of Austin. They are now in your 2-0 category alongside some great teams that also looked very good. That being FlyQuest also coming away. I believe it was Bait and Flux, so they come over. FlyQuest, the Aussies, I think surprising some people with their level of comfortability so far, and they're one I'm very excited to see. I want to see more of those OCE teams represented, and if it's not going to be Tyloo, maybe it will be FlyQuest. It was Bet Boom, by the way. They took down Boomich. Not Bait. And speaking of NA, it seems the one hope right now is not a complexity that people expected, but it is a wild card. Yes, they go 2-0 as well. A nail biter, by the way, against LinVision, which was incredible. I think JBA hit a nice deagle clip during this series, but they go to overtime and they take down LinVision, and we have an NA team who might just be going through to the next stage. So I will not complain about that.
There was just so many distractions going on. There was all these bombs, so Jay was just raining down hell from the heavens.
Oh!
6 feet under.
Oh!
Beautiful work from the kid. Check this one out again. And a round that LinVision couldn't squander, they do.
Dude, those three back of the head headshots. He's impressed himself.
But honestly, so far, day one has not been all too surprising. Really not too many big upsets. It feels like everyone's really feeling each other out. When you only have two best of ones, you can only expect so much. And also, people out there already comparing this to the old system. And now, of course, with the LCQs and that system compared to the modern day RMRs, how you guys like old majors versus this one? I'm going to be honest, for this major in particular, it's just my preference. I don't really care too much for stage one. Like, I will be watching. I want to see how results go down. But I think once stage two comes around, it's really going to pick things up and feel more like a major, because naturally you're talking about a lot bigger teams, a lot bigger players, and with that a lot bigger storylines and headlines to kind of attach to as well. And North America kind of hanging in there. They're lingering. Complexity not playing very well, but Wildcard kind of picking things up. Asian teams maybe doing about as you expect. Brazilian teams struggling, and European teams doing definitely what you'd expect so far throughout this day one, but nothing that was so overwhelming aside from Nico's performance to open things up. What do you guys think about the Austin Major so far? Do you guys want me to do the recaps the night of or the next morning following? Make sure to leave a comment down below so I know and I can do that properly for all of you. But until next time, enjoy day two. I'll be watching alongside you guys, and we'll have a recap coming out tomorrow or the day after. So enjoy some CS. I will too. I'll see you guys back here soon. Bye-bye.